What adult purchase really shocked you once you saw the price tag? Groceries. All of a sudden, my mother's complaining about food going to waste made sense. I grew up poor and rarely had an actual bed. Even when I did, it was never a new one. When I got my own apartment at 18, I needed to buy a bed. I had no idea how expensive it would all be and how many things are bought separately. Curtains are stupid expensive. My wife buys tablecloths and sews a pocket at the top. Very nice and significantly cheaper. The price of a house once all the taxes and interest are figured in. Decent new furniture. How much is it really worth just to keep my ass 18 inches above the floor? But you have to ask yourself, how many hours per day do you spend sat on it? You should spend money to buy quality on 3 things: bed, footwear, seating. You are basically resting on one of them almost every minute of every day for your entire life. A nice saying I heard was, don't save money on anything that separates you from the ground. Basically any type of insurance, medical, car, life, home, etc. Dental work. Not even a cleaning is cheap. And I was at orthodontists regularly as a kid. Could not have been easy for my parents. They are luxury bones that you have to pay extra to keep using. Your free trial of teeth has expired. Cheese is so much more expensive that you think it will be. Even the store brand shit is expensive. Trash cans. I know they are not overly expensive in the grand scheme of things, but $40 to $60 for a normal can. A place I put my trash? Sheesh. Lingerie. How the duck am I paying $100 plus for basically string and elastic? It's not even comfortable half the time. And the whole point is to eventually take it off. You buy $100 plus lingerie for 5 minutes or less of wear. Tires kill me. I like to buy quality, but you get the whole blah blah blah. This is why this. I know how tires work. I grew up as a mechanic's kid. I do not need a menu, but still, sticker shock every time. For the ladies, bras. If I get a real comfy one, I try to make it last as long as possible, because I know I'll probably never be able to find an exact same one when it needs replacing, and they don't come cheap. Rent. That's like all of my money, man. That seems like a problem. Have you considered having more money? Just stop being poor. Luggage. Have you seen the price tag for just one decent quality luggage piece? Outrageous. Mars Hall / TJ Maxx / Home Goods usually have great luggage at a decent price. Anything at Bed Bath & Beyond. A set of queen-sized bed sheets, $120. That's what those 20% off coupons are for. Love. Not as drastic as other people's, but tampons. Every time I shake my head when I go get them for my fiance. As expensive as tampons are, one could just stuff in crumpled up money bills. Yeah, but nobody takes blood money anymore. Still recall the first time I got bamboozled at a club for table service. In high school and college you're able to party and drink an unthinkable amount of alcohol for very little money. The first time my friends and I went to a club, we were very young and naive, and got convinced to get a table and some bottles. We knew it would be slightly more expensive than getting them wholesale, but we were convinced that it was still the better value than buying individual drinks at the bar. Once the bill came, I realized just how ridiculous it was. The total bill came out to like $1.200 for 2 bottles of Jameson. After picking up our ride balls off the floor and reluctantly paying the bill, we left the club and went to eat. As we were walking, we came across a liquor store and noticed the price tag for the same size Jameson. It was $35 for a bottle. Groceries in general. It quickly gets expensive. Other than that, gas. That goddamn gas. Nice area rugs. Also men's underwear. Buying for my preteen son. Why? They don't have nice designs. Men don't have periods, so they don't do anything fancy. They don't come in special fabrics, except cotton and stretchy cotton. A pack of 6 should cost $7 maximum. Seriously, why do rugs cost so much? I can get one of those soft microfiber blankets in queen size for $20, but a small rug costs $50 plus? Concrete pavers, like the kind, or making a patio or walkway. Even the cheap ones will set you back. I spent like $12k for pavers and a fire pit. It's nice, but damn, so expensive. Beef jerky, that shit is like $10 for 2 bites. Weddings. Even modest weddings can very easily cost 5 figures. The fact that so many young people in their 20s get properly married is baffling. They must either all have extremely rich parents, or a willingness to go deep into debt. Health insurance. When I had a normal corporate job I paid about $240 a month for OK coverage. When I went out on my own and was responsible for my own benefits, the cheapest I could find was just under $800. Joining my local chamber of commerce and getting on their group plan was the only way to make it affordable. I pay about $450 now. Probably worth mentioning I'm in the USA. You didn't need to mention that you're in the USA. It's obvious. Student loans. Except the shock didn't really set in until I started having to pay them and realized just how much money $XX30 really was out in the real world. Cleaning supplies, like dish pods for dishwashers. Sponges are pretty expensive too, I couldn't believe it. I love the Dollar Tree sponges. 2 for $1. A washer and dryer. Have not purchased yet. Contractor gave me a bid for a retaining wall 2 feet high and 100 feet long. $100. 000. I have been told that is a reasonable price. Get Mexico to pay for it. Eye cream. The stuff is ridiculously expensive and comes in an itty bitty bottle. This was definitely a grudge purchase. Lego. We weren't wealthy, but my parents bought loads of it because the 3 of us would actually spend time playing together. When I moved out on my own and was looking for a gift for my youngest brother, I called my mum to thank her for all the good times the 3 of us had. Cheese and butter. Never occurred to me that despite being a staple in my diet it's so damn expensive. I don't know that it would count as a purchase per se, but hearing what my coworkers pay for childcare is astounding. Absolutely ridiculous. 100% solidifies my choice to not have kids. Cabinets. Really? Anything made of wood? I mean that shit literally grows on trees. Well, at least with well-made cabinets, not the Home Depot shit, you are paying for craftsmanship. AC filters. My eyes bugged out of my head the first time I bought some. So expensive for a filter encased in some cardboard. I made the mistake of buying a filter directly from the person who was doing a tune-up on my heater. $130 for a filter. Now I buy them online for $30. Groceries. Every time I go I think my cart is relatively empty. Almost always costs above $100. The price just to simply have shelter over my head, food on the table, and a bed to sleep. Just simply keeping myself alive is far more expensive than it should ever be. You'd think necessities would have low margins because people have ethics. But nope. Necessity means people have to pay. Any new car, like the average new car price in the US is $35. 000. The median income is $78. 000. That's a big percentage of your salary for a car. What gets me is the inflated price of pickups. The value of them has skyrocketed because everyone looking to compensate for something feels the need to buy a 4-door cargo barge to haul their family around suburbia. I just want something capable of pulling a trailer one day. Electricians. Wanted to put in a couple closet lights and run light out to a back porch. I figured between materials and labor it would be about $500. No bid came in under $2,300. Did it myself in an 8-hour day for $108 in materials. I think skilled labor should be compensated fairly, but $275 an hour is a bridge too far. Some areas you may have needed to pull a permit for that kind of work. A funeral. Kinda the opposite from everyone else, but shocked me with how inexpensive it was. Like most people, when I was a kid I was used to the adults around me complaining about how much groceries cost. Most of this has checked out as being as expensive as I thought they were, except for ramen. My parents and grandparents would complain about the amount of ramen we'd go through as kids. I'm talking just the cheap packs, no additions, and it seemed like we were costing them lots of money every time we requested it. My first time buying groceries as an adult in college, I realized I had been shockingly misled and proceeded to live off stuff for a few semesters. Buying my prescriptions, especially without insurance. It's shocking how little and how expensive it can be just because of insurance. Cheese. I eat a lot of cheese and it still shocks me how much it is. Thankfully my mum's work means she has access to a wholesaler, so we buy our cheese in 5 kilogram blocks at about 2/3 the price of supermarket cheese. Hey, it's me, her brother. Hook me up. Fences. Now I'm one of those people from the Progressive commercials. Now that there is a quality fence it must have cost them a bundle. Yeah, my fence is literally falling apart, and I'm not going to do a damn thing about it. Car insurance. As a young driver in the UK, when I was in my late teens and early 20s, I was at one stage paying more every year in insurance than the car I was driving was actually worth. When I was 19 and bought my first car, I paid more for basic liability in 2 months than I'm paying in a year for comprehensive now. Health insurance. I should just move to Canada at this point and deal with the taxes up there instead. Hygiene products like tampons and shampoo. It blew my mind. A vibrator. They can charge what they want because they know normal people won't buy used, and because you can't really make them yourself. Fleshlight. $139. Cox cable bill. It's the amount for a monthly car payment. Cheese. First time I did my own shopping, I literally stood open-mouthed looking at the price of cheese. I also suddenly realized why my mum told me to not eat cheese with every meal. I just got told by my local garage that it will be $140 starting to change my broken turn signal light because they have to drop the bumper to get at it. I'm about to learn how to drop my bumper. Window blinds. Got a quote from the Home Depot for 5 windows, and they're actually kind of small windows too. $1. 300. Fast food / eating out. I sat down one year and tallied it all out and realized I'd spent $3 grand on that stuff one year. And I really wasn't exactly balling out in terms of my job and resources. That was like 15% of my take home pay annually. I just sat down and thought of all the crap I could have done with that money, like saving some, putting some away for a new car, buying up crypto. Could have even taken a trip out of the country with proper planning. Instead I just made myself less healthy and lowered my net worth. Steak. I was like, goddamn. No wonder we didn't eat this much growing up. Shredded cheese. $15 is highway robbery. Printer ink. Rugs. Electricity bills. I now put up white curtains to reflect sunlight. Wash dishes by hand. Do only full laundry loads. Use a clothesline when possible. Use manual appliances. Don't bake. Have invested in a small convection oven. And don't touch the AC if possible. The freezer is set to just under freezing and is kept defrosted to prevent the compressor from laboring. For heating, I use holiday sweaters. Close the doors and designate a warm room. If it's electric, I find an alternative to using it. If there is not alternative, I minimalize the appliance. And if I can't, I minimalize the time. The majority of electric bills are AC/heating. Costs have plummeted. That sounds like a miserable way to live. Internet bills without unlimited. I couldn't do without unlimited. May as well say limit my water or power. Didn't get the shock so much when I was an adult as when I started dating. Feminine hygiene products, tampons, pads, etc. They are so goddamn expensive for what they are, what they must cost to make, and what they do. It's rare to say that sticker shock affected my politics, and tampons are considered a luxury good. Tires for vehicles, especially for a pickup. Spices. Don't want to eat bland food, but it's like $7 for a tiny ass container of paprika. Prams, baby carriages, can cost $3,000. And, as many people have already said, cheese. Wait, what? $3,000? Honestly, haircuts. The first time I went to an adult salon for a wash and trim I was floored by the $50 price. Mailing things to people. It's so cheap. I was shocked. Ducking shredded cheese. Can't make a quesadilla for less than $1 in cheese. A good bra. They are like $80 to $200 for a decent one, and that's not high end, that's like not great but better than Walmart brand. Not exactly super expensive. But the day I realized that spending money on paper towels / napkins was the stupidest waste of money ever. I'm literally buying a thing to be thrown away that has a reusable alternative. I now buy one roll every few months to use for cleaning the toilet only. I bought a pack of basic dish towels from Amazon and use them for everything cleaning / spill related. I picked up cloth napkins at estate / garage sales for when I have guests. But otherwise I use the dish towels for my own napkin too. I also feel similarly about toilet paper, but that's a necessity. So I just added a bidet and it drastically cut back on TP usage. A vet bill for taking raisin blood test for my dog when we thought he swallowed a chicken bone. Turns out he was just having a panic attack. Cost me $2,500 for the vet to tell me that. Ducking printer ink. Mother ducking orange juice. Removing trees. Costs thousands depending on how many in size. I'm not an adult yet but quite good at making spreadsheets. Like what it'd cost to afford rent, monthly groceries and many other things. Guess who cried for a week when they found out their life wasn't gonna be good for too long? Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.